Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video we're going to take a look at another amazing game played by the reigning world chess champion Magnus Carlsen. His opponent is French chess grandmaster Etienne Bacrot, and the following game is from the ongoing 2021 FIDE World Cup. We are in the quarter-final. This is game 1, and Bacrot with white pieces opened up with e4, to which Carlsen answered with e5. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. The good old three Lopez is on the board. a6, Morphy defense, bishop a4, knight f6. White castled kingside, bishop e7. Black is heading towards the closed variations. Rook e1, b5, bishop b3, black castled a4. In here, white has a wide range of options. h3 is popular, as well as c3, d3, d4, a3, a4. In the game, we see a4, bishop b7, d3, d6, bishop d2. And here the main move is considered to be knight bd2, but in the game we see bishop d2, which took Carlsen by surprise, and he started to burn time. For the first time, this move was made by Efim Geller in 1963 in a game against Mikhail Tal. That game Geller lost. Matulovic was then playing the line starting with bishop d2. After some thought, Carlsen answered with queen d7, knight c3, knight a5. Black is freeing the c-pawn's path, and then once the knight is doing its job, the pawn is on c5, and already the knight is hanging, it returns back. Knight g3, d5. This move is allowing black to gain space, activate his pieces, but Carlsen is doing it, is going for this at the cost of a pawn sacrifice. He takes d5, knight takes d5, c3. Well, currently, if you win the pawn, then actually black can win back the sacrificed pawn. But the interesting thing is that after c3, even in here, Carlsen didn't bother himself to protect this pawn. For example, he could play f6, but he played more dynamic chess, played rook a d8, still offering the pawn on e5. A takes b5, a takes b5, and only in here white won black pawn. An exchange of knights on e5 followed, bishop d6. Rook goes back on e1, knight f4, hitting both on g2, on d3. That's why white hurried to get rid of that aggressive knight. As a compensation, black has a very active position, has a nice bishop here, and all in all, we have an equality on the board. Knight e4, queen c7, this time targeting the pawn on h2, g3, bishop e5, f4. Well, this may be a bit dubious move because the move is weakening white's kingside too much. Queen e2 followed by f3 could give white's position better solidity, but we have f4. Bishop goes back on d6, queen h5, queen c6, queen h3. Rook a d1 looks more natural. The queen on h3 is somewhat misplaced. c4. Black is not only opening up the g1 a7 diagonal, but also is restricting the movement of this white light squared bishop. d4, rook e8, d5. The move actually shocked Carlsen, and as later Carlsen said, I could play queen b6, but the upcoming queen sacrifice was tempting for him, and he accepted the pawn sacrifice. Yes, as mentioned, an alternative is queen b6 check, and then bishop takes d5. Instead, in our game, we see queen takes d5, rook a d1, and it was in here that Carlsen made that staggering queen sacrifice about which the whole chess world is now speaking, and he played rook takes e4. Turns out that even in here he could avoid that queen sacrifice, but he played boldly and he went for rook takes e4. As later Carlsen said, I did not see a win after the queen sacrifice, but I thought that it would be very, very difficult for him. Let's see what's going to happen next. Rook takes d5, rook e1 check, king f2, rook e8, rook e5. Already black rook was intending to appear on the second rank, which could be catastrophic for white. That's why white hurried to block the e file. Bishop takes e5 by Carlsen, although according to Stockfish, rook takes e5 is better. If here, then bishop c5 check, and then bishop e4. In the game we see rook e5, and there followed bishop takes e5. King takes e1, bishop takes c3 check, king f1, bishop c8. Black bishops are really very strong, and this exposed white king is an easy target. Queen g2, bishop f5. In here Carlsen missed a very nice winning line which starts with rook d8. And now, yes, he's sacrificing the bishop, and the move is actually difficult to find. With only a rook down, you're managing to win. You know, this is a study-like continuation, guys, and here is how white can win. Black can win once white is accepting the bishop sacrifice. Black then can announce a check from d1. If king e2, then bishop g4 check, and then rook d3, and then check, and f5. The king is lured away and queen drops. Truly a wonderful continuation, but Carlsen missed it, played bishop f5, which allowed white to prolong the resistance and fight back. Queen c5, bishop takes b2. By the way, let me tell you that queen takes b5 is losing on the spot. On b5 the queen is exposed, and here is how black can finish up white. And then rook b3 check, winning the queen, or rook e5 check is also winning. In the game we see queen c5 and bishop takes b2. By the way, in this case already bishop h3, then rook d4, bishop d4 check is not working because there is a queen on c5. That's why we see bishop takes b2. King g2, bishop d7, queen d5, rook d8, queen c5. Well, in here turns out that once the bishop is pinned, white could play g4, king g3, and that could allow white to somehow secure a safe place for the king and fight back. But instead we see queen c5, after which white's position quickly collapsed. These pawns supported by monstrous bishops. Yeah, already g4, e4. It's too late for this g4, and the pawn supported by the monstrous bishops can easily finish up white. Rook d2 check. Oh, sorry, rook d2 check was not even made in the game. Actually, after g5, white resigned. The rook is coming, and then c2, for example. If queen c5, then check, and then h5. But just no way to save the game. That's why in here resignation followed. A very nice game by Carlsen. He took his opponent into a deep dark forest and in a dashing style finished up the game. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to win with the white pieces as usual. We'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video.